Attorney Susan Nicastro and Ward 4 City Councilor is going to lead us in our prayer before breakfast. Thank you.
Good morning. Loving God, bless all those gathered here today as we come together in democratic friendship and fellowship in memory of Jean and Paul Sullivan. Thank you for the blessings of our individual and collective God-given gifts. Place in our hearts the desire to make a difference to our families, to our community, to our country, and to the many cultures and people worldwide. Give us balance in times of distraction and uncertainty. Help us move forward with our goals with determination and always with an abundant sense of humor. Thank you for food in a world where many know only hunger and lack of stable housing. Thank you for our faith in a world where many know fear, for friends in a world where many know only loneliness. Please bless the food we're about to share, and those who prepared it and those who serve it, and those who have worked to make today the special occasion that it is. For all of this, we give you thanks. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Susan.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Susan. We're going to have, our mayor is going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. There you are. You moved on me. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'd ask you to please stand as we salute the American flag to our right over here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, my fellow Democrats, candidates, and elected officials. I'd like to welcome you to the 24th Annual Paul and Jean Sullivan Breakfast, sponsored annually by the Brockton Democratic City Committee. My name is Deb Garland. I am the chair of the Brockton Democratic City Committee and a lifelong Democrat. As we head to the primary election, we should reflect on the Democratic candidates before us. There's a lot. Today, and their qualities, do they align with ours? Are they candidates that will work for you, the voter? And do they truly possess our democratic values? Let's think before we elect them to office. My friends, it's imperative to get educated on their individual beliefs. Do they align with yours? I would like you to think about this when, on primary day, we will choose our favorite candidate. We will need then to move forward to the city election, where in spite of our differences, we must unite and work tirelessly for a strong Democratic victory in November. That should not be difficult. We have a fabulous slate of Democratic candidates here today. It's very important that today we all join together in action, support and belief in our candidates and the values of our party. Very important, our values. I want to thank all of you for joining us today. And my hope is to see you all out pounding the pavement for your favorite candidates. Let's go. Thank you. Our keynote speakers, we have two today. Congressman Lynch, are you here? I didn't know where you sat. Would you like to say a few words? Thank you. Nice to see you again.
Thanks, Deb. Good to see you. Good morning, everyone.
Morning. Morning.
You know,
Go ahead.
okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for remembering our friends, Jean and Red Sullivan. You know, when I first got elected here in Brockton, I actually only represented half the city, and Bill Delahunt represented the other half. But thanks to Red and Jean, we worked the legislature over the next few years and in the next redistricting, they granted us our wish and put the entire city of Brockton in my district. So I've been blessed ever since. But Gene and Red Sullivan were not only great Brocktonians and great Democrats, they were great human beings. And just a quick story. You know, when I first got elected, my wife and I had a new baby, my daughter Victoria. But unfortunately, my brother-in-law passed away several weeks after I got elected. And it was a tough situation. And he was young. His wife was also very young. She was in prison in Framingham. So my wife and I ended up with the custody of a 5-year-old, Crystal, who we raised as our daughter. She was a student at the Unknown School here in Brockton when we got custody. So all of a sudden, not only do we have a new baby, but now I've got a 5-year-old daughter as well in the Brockton public school systems. She was 5 going on 30. She had been exposed to way too much. And so in addition to grappling with my new job, I also had to grapple with the situation of having a child in the Brockton public school system and how to negotiate that. And Gene and Red could not have been better with me on that personal challenge and understanding, you know, having had their own kids, raised their own family, having dealt with all the, you know, ins and outs, ups and downs, and just the challenges that presented. They were good human beings, just wonderful. And, you know, every place should have people that personify them. And the city of Brockton has Red and Gene Sullivan. And you couldn't have a better reflection, in my opinion, of your community than two people like Gene and Red. They just good hearts, just good hearts. And I think that leadership that they showed was reflected in the community at large as well. So thank you so much for, this is the 24th year. I couldn't believe that when I saw the flyer. This is the 24th annual Gene and Red Sullivan breakfast. Thank you so much for remembering them. I don't want to be too long, but I do have a job here this morning, and I've worked with every mayor in the city of Brockton since Jack Units. So Jack Units, Jimmy Harrington, Linda Balzotti, Bill Carpenter, you know, God bless Bill Carpenter. Literally worked himself to death on behalf of the families of Brockton. I served in the legislature with the Creedon family, Bobby, Michael, Jerry. You know, I worked with the wonderful, wonderful city councilors, and, you know, Mike Brady's here. I know Michelle Dubois is here, great state delegation, Rita Mendes, and I'm up to the State House regularly working with our delegation, and they're regularly contacting me as well. But our mayor is leaving, Bob Sullivan, and I got to say there was no one better than Bob Sullivan. You know, he had some special challenges during his tenure here as mayor. We got hit with COVID, you know, and no one was prepared for that. We got hit with the upset and the I don't know what you call it, the questioning, the reckoning of George Floyd's murder, you know, that affected every community, especially majority-minority cities like Brockton. And he handled that well. And we reassessed our policing practices in a positive way that served the community best and recognized where we could improve. You know, he was here during the bankruptcy of Stewart Healthcare that crashed about 8 of our hospitals in the state, and all of a sudden we're scrambling to try to protect Brockton Hospital and Good Sam Hospital and the Brockton Neighborhood Health Center. So we've had a lot of challenges. But I gotta say, in terms of making it work, no one has done that better. You know, I had a list here. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just gonna, this is like Bob Sullivan's greatest hits. This is all federal money. This is all federal money that Mayor Bob Sullivan, he's relentless. You know, he's been down to my office, you know, at least a half a dozen times in the last couple of years, bringing Maria and William and Thomas and Grace, his family, but just relentless in trying to squeeze federal money out of me for the city of Brockton. And I've got 3 major cities, right? I got Boston, I got Quincy, and I got Brockton, and I got 18 towns. But no one gets more money than the city of Brockton. So let me just start off with ARPA. This is the American Rescue Plan Act. This is all competitive funding too. So we had to do our job, and the city had to produce data to justify, you know, these federal grants. But we got $35.56 million from ARPA, and that was used to expand the senior center, renovate City Hall, redo the Cosgrove Pool, do Sycamore Grove. We gave a bunch of money out to a bunch of nonprofits here in Brockton. We did a couple of playgrounds over, and we redid the Emergency Operations Center. So CARES Act, and that was just to provide money to like healthcare facilities like Brockton Hospital, which received $28.5 million. Signature Healthcare over at Good Sam, $2.1,742,000, and also millions for the Brockton Neighborhood Health Center, which issued over 35,000 vaccinations and over 70,000 tests during COVID. Amazing work over there. We also, with Bob's help and leadership, were able to send $14 million over to Massasoit Community College because of all the Brockton residents that are attending that school as well. In addition, we did grants for federal funding for Brockton area transit of $10.7 million. Thank you, Bob. That was to get zero emission electric buses, because we got a pretty considerable asthma problem here in Brockton, and that's due to air quality. But by bringing in electric buses, we eliminate not only the problems for Brockton, but all the communities that Brockton area transit serves as well. So Stoughton and other towns as well. We did raise grant funding for downtown Brockton infrastructure improvements, $7.8 million. We did $1.5 million for HUD Section 108 loan guarantees for downtown Brockton. That was to improve some of the commercial establishments there as well. We did $850,000 to the Adams Garage modernization. We did building futures down. Oh, so we have a great YMCA here in Brockton, the Old Colony YMCA. We did $500,000 for the youth center revitalization. Thank you, Bob. We did the Brockton Neighborhood Health Center for facilities and equipment of $1 million. We did the Brockton Cosgrove Pool. That was $3 million. I want to thank Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren for helping me on that. Did a great job. Because even though I can get the language and the money in the bill, it still has to go to the Senate to be approved. So they did great work on all this federal funding. We did $2 million for the Brockton Biosolids Sludge Dryer Project, and we did early education curriculum and teaching training over at the Old Colony YMCA as well for $800,000. Total community project funding for Brockton since fiscal year 2022, $8.15 million in the last 3 appropriation cycles. And that's not all, but I don't want to beat a dead horse. And Bob, you know, he has Brockton in his heart, and I'm sad that you're leaving, because we got work to do, right? We got work to do. On the political side, we got some challenges in front of us. We got some challenges. You know, this, let me just first of all introduce Kiana Adakwa, who is, we're having problems with the way this administration is handling immigration. It's disgraceful. And Kiana has, so she's a law student, but she runs my Brockton office. Yep, does a great job. But she's also an immigration expert. She's in law school, so she studies this. She's also done a bunch of trainings, and she is a rock star in my office. And just last week, we had a young couple. The mom was taken off a plane at Logan Airport. Before we knew it, she was in an ICE detention center up in Portland, Maine. But we got a call from her husband and to Kiana. And Kiana went to work with some private attorneys as well. But thankfully, this wasn't a situation where Miss Rosa was shipped, down to Louisiana or something like that. Kiana was able to go to work, and pretty quickly, because of what Kiana did, the Customs and Border Patrol admitted they made a mistake, and they released Miss Rosa pretty quickly. So did a great job on that. But she does so much of that now because of the way the administration is handling immigration. They just don't want it. They talk about deporting, gang members, violent criminals. No, they're deporting people who are here legally under TPS. We all remember, the earthquakes in Haiti when my staff was meeting kids at the airport, and we were getting them into the Brockton school system because they needed a safe place to live and go to school. So Kiana does all that, foreign adoptions, you name it. She's right up front for the families of Brockton, and we're very lucky. And I want to recognize her mom. Frances is here as well. Frances Adakwa. She's sitting with Phyllis Ellis of the NAACP for the city of Brockton. Thank you for supporting this event, to my brothers and sisters at the Brockton NAACP. So we've got some other issues coming. This big bill that they've just passed, they called it Trump first called it his big beautiful bill, but now he found out people hate it, so now he wants to change the name. But the worst part of this bill cuts $900 billion from Medicaid. So Medicaid is mass health. A lot of people in the community don't know that. A lot of people, I'm not worried about Medicaid, I'm on mass health. No, Medicaid is mass health in Massachusetts. He's cutting $900 billion, almost $1 trillion from Medicaid. You need to realize that 40% of the funding for the Brockton Neighborhood Health Center is from Medicaid. 40% of their funding. They've had to lay off for the first time. I've been congressman for 24 years. The first time that they've had to lay off since I was a member of Congress. We've been pushing money in there because we've got so many challenges and more people coming to the health center for health care. 40% of the funding for Good Samaritan Hospital is Medicaid funding. 40% of Brockton Hospital's funding is Medicaid. So we've got some real challenges here. We've got to figure out how to confront that. And we're going to need to take back the House in the midterms, and then we need to return the White House to sane, common sense leadership in the next election. All right. So I have 4 events this morning before 1 o'clock. So I'm gonna cut it short. But no, I'm not gonna cut it short, right? That train left a long time ago. But I'm here to say thank you to to the Brockton Democrats, and also big thank you to Bob Sullivan for his wonderful leadership for all these years in the city of Brockton. Thank you. We good? All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck. So now we'd like to introduce, first we want to say, breakfast is ready, and if people would like to go up, Diana DeZaglia is going to join us up here, but like I said, we have to be out of here by 11, so we have to get breakfast moving, so whoever would like to start, you may get breakfast, and we'll just keep moving. Diana DeZaglia, our state auditor. Sorry. Nope, we're gonna do, they can do breakfast, and then we'll do this while they're
All right, so I get to compete with breakfast this morning, just what everybody loves. Listening to your
Elected.
state auditor or bacon.
I'm gonna take this and just in
you're
case
not.
nobody, no? Okay.
It's not a
No, we're gonna announce them.
Uh,
All right, guys. Sorry. The state auditor is going to speak while we are in line getting breakfast, so if we could keep it down, we appreciate it. Thank you.
I know.
It's a
friends,
challenge.
I am Diana DeZoglio. I am your state auditor. First and foremost, I want to say thanks so much to Deb, Madam Chair, to Anne for the invitation, just to the Brockton Democratic City Committee, just for always inviting us as your state officials to come out and to celebrate with you, and to also talk about areas where we need to continue to make meaningful progress. I want to thank all of the city officials too, and all the candidates for coming out. It's so good to see all of the local elected officials and candidates coming out and supporting the local Democratic City Committee. That doesn't happen in every community, so it's great to be in a community that celebrates democratic values and democracy. My name is Diana DeZoglio. I am your state auditor, and I got thanked several times this morning, actually, for coming down here today. And folks were coming up and saying, Auditor, thank you so much for coming to the city of Brockton. Really appreciate you coming. And I want to say back to you, it is truly my honor and privilege to get to come to events like this. I don't know if y'all know where I work, but I work on Beacon Hill. And I work at the State House in the city of Boston. And it has been an incredibly challenging time in state government for quite some time, actually. And serving up on Beacon Hill, I think a lot of folks, because of what's in the media and what's on television and all of the craziness that's happening at the federal level, and there is a lot of craziness happening at the federal level, the congressman just talked about it, right? That a lot of times what's happening in state government, state and local government, it can go by the wayside. It can be forgotten about. Because as long as someone like Donald Trump holds office, it gives us something to talk about at the federal level. And we as Democrats are able to obviously join together and talk about how we want to fight to make sure that we're not losing our democracy. We want to fight to make sure that our democratic values still exist. We want to fight for civil rights. We want to fight for justice initiatives. We want to fight for the law to be followed. And we talk about these things a lot when it comes to the federal level, because it's salient and it's easy for us to see. It is in our face constantly what is happening regarding the Trump administration and us continuing to fight for democracy. What is not in our face every single moment of every single day is what is happening in our local communities and what is happening in state government in our Capitol building, right here in the state of Massachusetts. And those things can continue to go under the radar because of how bad things are in DC. Then we forget about state government, and we forget about the things that are happening in state government. And what I do as your state auditor is I go in and I don't audit any of you, so please don't run away from me. I come over to you afterwards, okay? I'm not the IRS. I do not look at your tax returns. I'm not coming after anybody here. No, thank you. What I do is I audit our state government for you, the taxpayers, for you, the residents of the Commonwealth, to make sure that our state government is actually functioning the way that it is supposed to. And what does that mean? It doesn't mean we just look at finances, though that is part of what we look at. What it means is we look at agencies and organizations to make sure that they're actually fulfilling their end of the bargain when it comes to serving people in our local communities. That when we talk about the Department of Children and Families, for example, that we're not just looking to make sure that they get a certain amount of funding and that that funding isn't misappropriated, but that we look at whether or not they're actually serving our most vulnerable children, our most vulnerable families. And I had to start with that example because I was just sitting with a little girl in bed. Yvette, girl, where are you at? Right over here? Yvette, wave to everybody. Say hello. She's getting some bacon and eggs, okay? She's hungry. But as I was chatting with Yvette, we're talking about, she's very excited to start to go to school at some point soon. She's 4 years old. And I thought about the little girls and boys, the little kids that are her age or that school age. And I think about how our most recent audit exposed that the Department of Children and Families is unfortunately not living up to our democratic values in the ways that it could, in the ways that it should, with respect to making sure that mental health services are adequately being provided to children in our communities who don't have someone to advocate for them. That we're not looking out for these kids enough who are being given prescription drugs, antipsychotic medications, and making sure that we give them a behavioral health specialist, a therapist, or even a counselor. A lot of kids are going without even counseling services, Mayor. It's unacceptable. And we called on the Department of Children and Families to do better, and they are working to do better now. I think about the most recent audit of the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, where we just shined a light on how our Department of Elementary and Secondary Education needs to do better in making sure that they are actually investigating allegations of child abuse and neglect, which was not appropriately happening for the last few years, we found. We found that DCF was supposed to be sending them the allegations about child abuse and neglect, but that our Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, to the school committee members that are here today, and to the caretakers that are here today, they weren't actually taking those allegations and reviewing them properly and actually making sure that investigations occurred. Kids falling through the cracks. We can do better here in Massachusetts. I think about our elderly population and how when we did an audit of elder affairs, we found that elder abuse and neglect cases were not being referred to the district attorney's offices the way that the law and regulation mandates they be referred, so that our district attorneys can actually review this information and make sure that the law is enforced and our elders are protected. I think about our transportation services. I think about how the MBTA has spent billions and billions of our taxpayer dollars. But as we know, the MBTA has never really properly served the residents of this Commonwealth. And a lot of people are struggling just to get access to basic transportation services to get to and from work, to get to and from their healthcare appointments, to catch the bus, to catch the train. And we found that millions and millions of dollars was being spent on contracts with private vendors like Keolis, and that those contracts were being significantly mismanaged, wasting our hard-earned taxpayer dollars. Friends, we work hard for our taxpayer dollars. When we pay into our state government, we want to make sure that those taxpayer dollars are being spent appropriately. And we as Democrats, we want to invest. We want to make sure that we have great schools. We want to make sure that we have adequate access to health care for all in our community and not just the powerful and the privileged. We want to make sure that people can get back and forth to work and do their health care appointments. But friends, that can't happen if the money that communities like Brockton, or the communities like those I come from, like Lawrence, like Methuen, and I saw some folks from Randolph here and other areas in the region, if our local communities are paying all of our hard-earned tax dollars to folks at the state level who are then mismanaging those tax dollars, or giving those tax dollars out in no-bid contracts, for example. And that's something that's been a hard conversation to have at the state level. No-bid contracts that go out to friends and supporters, that go out to the powerful and to the privileged in the millions of our taxpayer dollars. It's unacceptable. And I know that we are in a humanitarian crisis right now, friends, but when we audited the shelter system and found that we had no-bid contracts with inflated pricing, $140 rides just to pick someone up and bring them a couple miles down the road, when our local regional transit authorities have offered to help at a much lower rate, those are cost savings, those are reinvestments in our public transportation system that we cannot deny exist, and that we have to do better to make sure we're taking advantage of. Saving that money means we get to reinvest that money back into our local communities. And these no-bid contracts that we audit in the state auditor's office, I have to say, we've done that alongside of auditing the state supplier diversity office. We talk a lot in the Democratic Party about diversity, equity, and inclusion, as we should continue to do. And we do still say diversity, equity, and inclusion in the Office of State Auditor. But we can't continue to harp on those things while simultaneously allowing people to get millions and millions of dollars in state contracts that didn't even go out to bid. Well, we actually have less than 1% of our state contracts, less than 1% of our state's contracts go out to minority-owned businesses. In a democratic state like Massachusetts, less than 1% of our contracts go out to minority-owned businesses. That's not democracy. That's not what we stand for as a party. We stand for equity, we stand for accessibility, and we stand for accountability when it comes to our tax dollars. And I'm here to remind us of that as Democrats, because too often we hear the Republicans getting to say waste, fraud, and abuse, but then use those words, those buzzwords, those key words that trigger us in our minds, waste, fraud, and abuse, to then slash programs that the most vulnerable people in our communities rely on and very much need. I'm here to tell you that we root out waste, fraud, and abuse here in Massachusetts so that we can make sure that we are properly investing in these life-saving programs here in Massachusetts. Programs like Mass Health, okay? Programs like transitional assistance, making sure that every child has access to a great education. We need to uplift those values. Friends, I'm going to ask for your support moving forward. I am going to wrap it up, Madam Chair. But I'm going to ask for your support moving forward because, as many of you do know, we do have one state entity right now in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that isn't as excited as most of y'all in this room are about the audits that we are doing. Mayor, do you know who I'm talking about? And friends, I have to say this, okay? I love my colleagues in the legislature. Some of them are here today. I love you all. Wherever you are, sitting in the audience, I can't see, I don't have my glasses on. And not but. And I also love transparency, accountability, equality, equity, accessibility, and following the law. And what I think, thank you, what I think is that if we are going to defeat President Trump next time around and his Republican administration, that we are going to have to make sure that we are not hypocritical in saying things like, this federal administration needs to follow the law. But here in Massachusetts, when we vote yes on a ballot question and say things like the legislature needs to be audited, well, our legislature, because everybody has D's next to their name, well, they don't have to follow the law. And that's not democracy. That's not what we stand for as Democrats. So I'm calling on us as Democrats to be true to our values. We stand for following the law. We stand for access. We stand for opening the books. We stand for bringing people to the table and making sure everybody has a seat at the table. And we cannot be engaging in the same behaviors that the Trump administration is engaging in. We talk about the Epstein files. What about the Spilka and the Mariano files right now? Respectfully. So the hypocrisy in our party, it is going to hurt us if it doesn't change. So we need to hold up a mirror to ourselves. And when we think about what we want to see changing on the other side of the aisle, we want to call on everybody else and tell them to get their house in order. Friends, we have to get our house in order first. Because integrity matters. Integrity matters. And those people that we're trying to persuade to vote Democratic, they're not going to vote Democratic if they see us doing the opposite of what we're saying. They need us to practice what we are preaching. They need us to look in the mirror and they need us to be the change that we want to see in our communities. Thanks so much, Brockton Democratic City Committee. I love you guys. I'm so humbled and honored to be here. Thanks for keeping me inspired every single day to keep going up, speaking out, and fighting for our shared democratic values. Thank you so much.
Our next speaker will be our Mayor, Robert Sullivan. Thank you.
He's next.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I want to thank everybody for being here today. It's a beautiful day outside, but it's a good day to be a Democrat. I want to thank Deb Garland. I want to thank all the team that worked so diligently to make this a reality. We have a great Brockton Democratic City Committee. We really have to be thankful for what they do each and every day to better the city. I want to also thank Congressman Steve Lynch and our unbelievable auditor, Diana DeZaglia. These are what public officials should be, and these are the benefits of being an elected official in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I want to give a shout out also to the state delegation, Bridget Plouffe, Rita Mendez, Michelle Dubois that are here, Senator Mike Brady that are here as well. I also want to thank brave firefighters, Local 144 in the back there, President Bill Hill and former President Archie Gormley. But I also just have to take a moment. Listen, what the Congressman just said, you know, he gave me great, really great attributes, and I'm thankful for his leadership and friendship, but it's a team effort. It's all about collaboration. I want to thank our county officials that are here today, John Buckley and Matt McDonough and Bobby Creedon. I just want to personally thank all of you. This is my swan song. I won't be here next year as the mayor. I'll be the former mayor, and that's okay. Whoever is the next mayor of the city of Brockton, I just hope that we continue that proverbial train down the track. But as a guy that's been here for 20 years, 14 as a city councilor, and almost 6 as the mayor, I want to thank everybody that has supported me. I also want to thank those that didn't support me, because we have a common purpose. We want to better the city of Brockton, the 106,000 residents that live in this great city. So we need to come together. I also have to give a shout out to those that currently serve, and all these folks here that are putting their name on the ballot, because it's a daunting task. But just real quickly, let me just tell you real quickly about Steve Lynch. I went down to Washington. My kids had never been there before. The congressman wanted to know if he could set up a meeting and a visit at the White House. It was Christmas time, and President Biden had it all decorated, and Dr. Biden had it all decorated. And I expected Kiana or one of the aides for Steve Lynch to meet us there at 7 o'clock outside of the gate of the White House. And all of a sudden, I see this guy walking towards me, and it's Steve himself. Congressman himself on a Saturday came at 7 o'clock to give a tour to my kids, my wife Maria, and myself. And he spent 2 hours that day with my children, getting on his knees and telling the story about the White House and showing him all the different trees. It's in his heart. That's what the guy is, right? And I say this, he grew up in Southie, but he easily could have grown up in the city of Brockton. And then guess what? When he left the White House that day, he left Maria and myself and our 3 kids there, because we're in the gift shop. He left the grounds of the White House. He'll probably kill me for saying this, but he was accosted on the street by someone because he was wearing his congressional pin. But guess what? We know Steve Lynch, and you know how that turned out, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to say one thing. For those that have served the city of Brockton, we thank you. For those that are trying to serve, keep going. I've won elections. I've lost elections. We are truly better together. We will continue to do the right thing and set the example here. The city of Brockton. I have to thank all our union brothers and sisters that always support this. They go to bat each and every day. And 2 more things. The public safety building, $150 million, built by labor, will be opening in October, first week of October. Everybody is invited to be there. It's an unbelievable state-of-the-art facility on Warren Ave. Warren Ave is 2-way. And one other thing.
Wow.
We have always helped other people, those that live in Brockton, those that live in the Commonwealth, those that live in the United States, but also City of Brockton sets the tone to help others across the world. We helped Turkey, we helped Haiti, and right now, those devastating floods, South Ascent and Cabo Verde, people were killed, people were displaced, and we in the mayor's office, until this Friday, are accepting donations that we are shipping over to Cabo Verde. So if you have anything at all, anything, please bring it to the mayor's office, and we are going to be ending it this Friday. God bless you. God bless the city of Brockton, and let's go. Thank you, Democrats.
Thank you, Mayor. Bob,
Yes.
would you like to come back up?
Hey, all right, here we go. My steps
Yeah.
in.
Here we go. Your stepson.
Get my steps in.
Oh,
That's my Brockton accent. You couldn't understand me.
I'm like, your stepson's
No.
here? What? No. So, we're awarding our Dedicated Democrat Award. And I know we haven't done this for a few years, but this person is the epitome of a dedicated Democrat. He's the president currently of the Brockton Fire Department Labor Union. His name is William Bill Hill.
Hey, Billy!
Come on, Bill, I know you're a man of few words, but come on up. Yours? I thought you said he was my stepson.
Good thing you dressed up.
Yeah.
That's my best gene.
We tried to keep it
I know you did.
quiet.
Yeah. I guess I'm supposed to say something.
Something.
So first off, I want to thank the Democratic City Committee for recognizing me, and I deeply appreciate it. I want to thank the crew that put this together. This isn't an easy event. Anybody that's run an event, which probably most everybody in this room understands, trying to put something together. It takes a lot of work and a lot of teamwork. So with that, I'd like to thank my fellow members on the Democratic City Committee.
Thank you.
I'd also like to, I was thinking about this, I didn't know I was getting this till I came in here this morning. And this is anytime you receive an award, you don't receive it on your own. It's because of a team effort, because of the people behind you. I've learned that over the years. I've been coming to this Democratic breakfast for almost 3 decades. Sometimes on the inside, sometimes on the outside, but I've always been here. And I've been a Brockton resident My whole life's still here, obviously, and I love the city. So I just want to say a couple quick thank yous. Obviously, want to thank the board. I want to thank everybody that cooked today. All my fellow Democrats that have done this really here today. I want to thank organized labor. That's
Yes.
I kind of came up. I lived up here in Brookfield for a good amount of years. My father worked at the shipyard. He was a union worker, and and it's funny, I was thinking about it earlier, like, I heard Diana talking and the congressman, and, Brockton's kind of, it is a rough and tumble city when you think about it, but I never realized that. And I never realized, when I was a kid, like, we had a tough time growing up. I remember going to 105 Belair Street to get the block of cheese, the government cheese.
Yeah.
And, I thought it was, we talked about the government helping out, the citizens, and that's kind of what the Democratic Party stands for. But, I never realized, that we were, it was hard times. And I'm thankful for that, and that's why I do what I do to pay it forward for those people, that maybe aren't that fortunate, but should have the same opportunity, the same chance to get a leg up, and provide for their families, provide for themselves, and have a solid future and a good life. So, so with that, I'd like, I'd also like to thank, I got to thank my home local 144. I came up, when I started coming up, the president at the time was Billy Paolo. And the fire department had just gone through, we had over 30 layoffs. The city was in some real tough times. The department was down to the lowest manpower it had ever been. And there was a lot of guys laid off, some guys that are in this room now. And I learned under their tutelage that we had to fight in order to get, what we deserved and what we needed in order to protect the citizens. And so I was lucky, I was one of the first classes hired after the layoffs. It was about 6 years. These guys, for all those years, they were getting older on the job, getting beat up, and I was part of that new crew that came in, and they instilled in us that you have to be active, that you have to partake in what's going on. You can't sit back and just let things happen. So, so I learned that, and I'm trying to teach my younger guys that, and I use that throughout my work as an organized labor unionist. So, with that, I'd like to thank the mayor. We were, when the mayor first started running, we were with him right from the rip. When during the preliminary, we came out, and we've been working with the mayor all these years. I know he's been working with Chief Nardelli to try to get equipment for the guys. We worked on the public safety building, which obviously belongs to all the citizens. That's not, just firefighters and police. That's, a building that's owned by the 105,000 residents of the city. So, I want to recognize all the work that we did with Mayor Sullivan. So, with that, I think I probably yapped enough. I appreciate everybody, coming out and being quiet during while I was talking. So it's not easy. I know these guys are, they come up and they do this all the time. But I just want everybody to remember out there, one of the things. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but some of the things you try to get off your head. That Brockton's a family. I always think of things in families. So, I have my family at home that help me get here. I got my family, my union firefighters that I'm with. And then I got my family here in the city of Brockton. And one of the things with families is that, sometimes you can't pick your family.
Right.
And at the end of the day, though, you all fight for the same cause. And so as Brocktonians, as Democrats, when we walk out of here, we all fight for the same thing, the better in Brockton and better in everybody that lives and works in the city. So with that, thank you very much.
Yes, he deserves it. family.
Yeah.
So, we have a few awards for you, Bill. First, we have your Dedicated Democrat Award issued to you from the Brockton Democratic City Committee. And Jamie has,
So, on behalf of the Democratic City Committee, we had Bill Hill a plaque made, and it says Democrats Change That Matters. On behalf of the Brockton Democratic City Committee, we would like to recognize William Bill Hill as our 2025 Dedicated Democrat recipient.
Yeah.
and we would like to, Stephen Lynch's, Congressman Lynch's office.
So on behalf of the congressman, he wanted to present you with a congressional citation for your dedicated work to the city of Brockton as a firefighter and just to the,
No.
oh,
So you
okay.
can do it.
And to just the city of Brockton and your dedication to the political realm, and you've truly made an impact, and Brockton would not be the same without you, so thank you very much.
Yes.
And from the Office of State Auditor, this is actually really special for me because I actually used to work at the Professional Firefighters in Massachusetts before I ran for office, and Bill and a lot of the local guys, Archie Gormley and others, really mentored me on public safety issues, especially before I ran for office, and they still mentor me about what's going on with public safety. So I want to say thank you for continuing to raise the things that we as electeds need to know about what's happening in the community. You're a fighter for this local community, and I want to thank you for putting your life on the line for everybody else and everybody here. If we can give a round of applause, please, all of our first responders, those represented right now. They're all running into the building when everybody else is running out, and we very, very much love and thank you for that. So thank you so much, Bill. This is in recognition of your dedicated service to the Brockton Fire Department and outstanding efforts to promote civic engagement in the city of Brockton and I'll say across Massachusetts. Thank you so much, Bill.
Thank you, Diane. I think did you get the cufflinks or?
I need a whole
Oh,
minute.
you
Thank
got
you so much.
Okay. Go ahead, Bob.
Billy's a Brocktonian, right? He's a champion from the city of Champions. He's a fighter, but he's also just a heck of a nice guy, right? He'll fight when he needs to fight. He's kind, he's compassionate, he's a gentleman. And this is an honor right now to Mr. William Hill in recognition of your exceptional dedication to our community and your long-standing commitment to upholding the values and vision of the Democratic Party. And as the mayor, as a fellow Brocktonian, Billy, I thank you and God bless you.
Senator Brady.
I want the ladies to go
Sure.
first, because my mother always told me, ladies
Ah.
before gentlemen, so.
Okay. Hi, ladies.
I'll take it right now. Oh, no, it's not my district.
I know it's Rita's district, but he grew up in my district, so I just wanted to say thank you, Bill, for everything you've done for Brockton.
And I want to say just the fact that you have the auditor showing up, you have the Congress showing up, you have the reps, you have the council, all the great turnout, it really shows your dedication. It really shows how special it is that we're here honoring you. Long overdue. We have a special citation from the House of Representatives that says, offers its sincerest congratulations to William Hill, Bill Hill, in recognition of all your service to the Democratic Party. We really appreciate everything that you've done. And democracy is a slow process of stumbling to the right decision instead of going straight forward to the wrong one. And you worked very hard for that right decision. We appreciate you. Thank you. And it's signed by all your three favorite reps.
I'm not going to ramble on because I know we're on a tight time squeeze here, but everyone in this room has probably seen Bill coordinating sign holding, lit drops. They were very helpful in my election as a fellow Local 144 family member. So thanks, Bill. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
Senator Brady. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I want to thank Bill He opens up the local 144's offices, the hall for us, every time when we need meetings, because we have nowhere to meet, so he's been a great host on the 144. A great leader following the top footsteps with Billy Paolo and Archie Gormley, and you're the chairman of the local union. You're doing a great job. So this is congratulations to William Bill Hill and your dedicated service to the Ward 2 Democratic Committee and Local 144 Firefighters Union. And your commitment has made a lasting difference. And this is signed by the Senate President Karen Spoker, the clerk Michael Hill, and myself, Mike Grady. And more importantly, Bill moved into my neighborhood because, as most of you smart women out there know, I'm still single. So no one wants to put up with me. So Bill lives up the top of the Ellis Street Hill to keep an eye on me in the neighborhood. So there's a dedicated service to keep an eye on Mike Grady, which is not an easy task.
Susan DeCastro. Oh, and
Bill Hill has been so kind to us at the City Council. And this is our citation presented by myself, Councilor Duranencourt, and Councilor Lally. Be it known, the Brockton City Council hereby extends its congratulations to Bill in recognition of being honored as a dedicated Democrat by the Brockton Democratic City Committee for his long-standing membership in the Democratic Party and for espousing democratic ideals.
thank you. Thank you. Would we get a picture with all your people in citations or together? That'd be a pretty good group here.
Yeah, I think so. I like it.
Yeah, let's do this.
You got it?
Can you take a picture? Jimmy, get a picture?
Oh, thank you so much, Council. Appreciate that.
Jean's in charge of it.
Yeah,
get in there.
I don't think of it. Come on. All right, I didn't get
All right, everybody ready? All right, the count of three. 1, 2, 3, go Bills! Go Bills! There you go. Not the Bills, but Bills. All right, you know better, right? Yeah, right? Beautiful.
I just want to read something really quick that I wrote about Bill Hill once Deb had told me that we were giving Bill Hill this award. And I said, good morning, everyone. It is a special joy to begin this breakfast by honoring someone who represents the very best of what it means to be a Democrat, a public servant, and a member of our Brockton community, William Bill Hill. Bill is the kind of person who doesn't look for recognition, but without him, so much of what we do simply wouldn't be possible. He's the one behind the scenes, quietly making sure that things get done. For years, Bill has ensured that our committee always has a place to meet, working tirelessly to keep Keaton Hall open to us so we can gather, plan, and carry forward the work of democracy. But Bill's service goes far beyond the Democratic Committee. He has dedicated his life to protecting the people of this city as a proud firefighter. And today he serves as the president of the Brockton Firefighters Union, Local 144. In that role, Bill has been a powerful advocate for his brothers and sisters in uniform, making sure that those who put themselves in harm's way to keep us safe are respected, protected, and supported. In both his professional life and his civic life, Bill has always stood for fairness, community, and working people. He is the steady hand, the problem solver, the connector, the one who makes sure that the details are in place so that other people can succeed. What makes Bill's story even more inspiring is his personal strength. Many of you know that Bill has faced health struggles. But if there's one thing that we can all agree on, that does not define Bill Hill. His courage, his resilience, his determination shine brighter than any challenge that he has ever faced. He is a reminder to us that all of the true strength is measured by not what happened to us, but how we rise above it. This morning, as we gather in fellowship and unity, it is only fitting that we take the time to honor someone who embodies those very values. Bill Hill is a dedicated Democrat, a lifelong public servant, and a friend to all of us here. On behalf of the Brockton Democratic City Committee, it is my privilege to present the Democrat Award to Bill Hill for his service, his leadership, and unwavering commitment to both his community and his party. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Great job.
Thank you, Dan. All right. Nice job today.
Thank you. All right, guys, I know you guys have been waiting for our elected officials to come, right? Well, we have a whole list. I'd like to announce our elected officials that are here in the room with us. We have Michelle Dubois, if you mind standing. Susan DeCastro, Ward 4 Counselor. John Buckley, Register of Deeds. Dennis Gallagher, State Representative, 8th District. Diana DeZaglia, State Auditor. Tony Rodriguez, School Committee. Anna Oliver, School Committee. Bob Creedon, Clerk of Courts. Tony Branch, School of Southeastern, Regional. Ozzie Jordan, past president of the Brockton Democratic City Committee. Richard Strati, North Fork County Commissioner. Jesse Gordon, Randolph Town Councilor. Matt McDonough, Plymouth County Register of Probate. Bridget Plouffe, State Representative. Jack Lally, Ward 6 City Councilor. Bob Sullivan, Mayor. He may have stepped out. Jorge Vega, School Committee, Ward 1. Mike Brady, State Senator, Democratic. And, well, okay. Stephen Lynch, Congressman. And Jean Bradley Derencourt, Counselor at Large. Did I miss anyone? Oh, you checked in late. And Rita Mendez. So we're going to start our speeches from our folks that are running for re-election and for our new people that are candidates for office. So we have the first, yeah, I don't want to do it like that though. Let's do the wards.
Okay, so Ward 1 we can do Ulysses Ward 1 City Council.
Okay. Ulysses Valara, Ward 1 City Councilor. You got your phone?
Yep, I got my time.
You have 2 minutes.
2 minutes, awesome.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? I'd like to thank everyone for attending this breakfast this morning. My name is Ulysses Varela. I'm running for Ward Councilor. The good Lord gave me 2 things, a good heart and a great gift to gab. So I'll try to, I'll keep it short, but I'd like to start to give you some insight to my politics and what inspired me to be involved in this arena. I'll bring you back to JFK's moon speech. We choose to go to the moon and do the other things in this decade, not because they are easy, because they are hard. because that goal is one that will serve to measure and organize the best of our skills and energies. Because that challenge is one we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win, and the others too. Brockton faces a lot of issues, but we must meet those issues with our full force and passions. I'm involved today because I want to move the city forward. Brockton deserves nothing but our best. We have to come together as a community, and we have to work for a common cause. The will of the council, as you know, will be changing, and with that will, I hope that voice of uplifting, of coming together, and inclusion will guide the council as we face these challenges of tomorrow. So please, with your support, I'll first encourage you to vote, as we all should as good Democrats and participants in this wonderful country, the United States of America. But I'll also ask you for your support on September 16th, the primary, and hopefully, if I'm fortunate enough, November 4th. Again, I thank you for your support, and I thank you for your time. God bless Brockton.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we would like to call up Jorge Vega, candidate for re-election for Ward 1 School Committee. Jorge Vega.
Oh.
Am I good? Ward 1 City Council, I apologize.
Yeah, you didn't put it on here either.
Jorge Vega, are you still here? You have 2 minutes.
Welcome to our breakfast.
Breakfast.
It's short and sweet. Sorry.
So sorry.
Just say what's on your mind.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
say what's on your mind.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jorge Vega. I'm the school committee rep for Ward 1. I did not know we were speaking tonight, or this morning, so forgive me for talking off the top. But I joined the committee last year, April 2024, right after the deficit, right after conversations about the National Guard. And since joining, I've been about accountability and transparency. These are words that get used a lot at election time, but I didn't intend to be again. These are words that have been a part of my vocabulary since becoming an educator.
So you're gonna tell me.
I've spent almost 30 years now working within schools as both a teacher and a school administrator. I'm a director of technology. I've been so for the last 15 years. And what that's allowed me to do is get a clear sense of how to prioritize the needs of an organization. When we talk about an organization as complicated as the Brockton public system, it's absolutely essential that we have leadership at the table that understands schools, that understands budgets, and that can navigate difficult situations. I think you've gotten the chance up close to see what happens and how people navigate deficits, how they navigate safety. I think what folks have seen in the short time that I've been at the table is that I'm consistent, genuine, and accessible. I think I not only field a number of calls on the regular basis for Ward 1, I field a number of calls for all wards. Folks know that I'm going to respond. Folks know that I'm going to ask questions on their behalf at school committee meetings in public so we can get honest answers. I'm asking for the vote of Ward 1 to continue the work. I'm asking for the vote of Ward 1 to make sure that we move forward and that no Brockton student gets left behind. I'm committed to developing vocational tracks. I'm committed to making sure that we develop an AI curriculum that ensures that our kids are not left behind. I'm committed to making sure we bring libraries back into our schools as true educational learning hubs. I appreciate you for your time. If you need any more information, you can reach out to me at oneward.onevoice.org. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tony Branch, candidate for Ward 4 City Councilor. Tony Branch.
Yay. He's in a food coma.
I'm going to go behind the podium.
Oh, sure.
Y'all know I don't need a microphone. I want to first say thank you to the Sullivan family for this memorial breakfast.
Use the mic, people.
I want to first thank you. Can you hear the preacher now?
Yeah.
Y'all pay attention. I want to first thank the Sullivan family for this memorial breakfast. The City Democratic Party, but I believe that we should take it from a memorial breakfast to a democratic movement. If you believe that, clap your hands. I said if you believe that, clap your hands. I'll be 2.5 minutes.
You'll be 2 minutes.
I want to not, thank you, Madam Chair. I want to also not forget the fact that Marie Lusant has still been missing since August 4th of 2025 in the city of Brockton. If you have any information regarding this Haitian woman that has been missing for so long, please notify the Brockton Police Department. Please keep that in your spirit and pray for the family with regards to their missing loved one. Today we've heard a lot of conversations around the democratic values. Values, as defined in the Webster Dictionary, identifies as giving or leading for those that are deserving. It is defined as giving what is worthy. It is defined as doing what is right. In other words, it is justice, equality, and inclusion. If you believe that as democratic folks, clap your hands. If you believe that as democratic folks, clap your hands. So I'm a Ward 4 City Council candidate running on equality. I believe that for everyone that is elderly, 60 years and up, that they should receive some sort of tax rebate. But I got some news for you. That's already in the law, and that's already an ordinance. We need to make sure that we communicate what is important regarding the most vulnerable in our community, many of whom have grandchildren. If you believe that, clap your hands. We're talking about democratic values. I believe in democratic values.
Just so you know.
I believe in democratic values. I haven't been done that yet. I believe in democratic values. That means that we support a youth program. What that means is for every citation or ticket that is given in the city of Brockton, what that means is any cannabis fees that are given, that they should immediately go to youth program. If you can believe that we can accomplish that for young people in the city of Brockton, clap your hands. If you can believe that we can do something regarding a better police department, I have no problems with Brenda Perez. But I want to know what's happening with all the cameras that are across the city of Brockton. When we have missing people, we have all these car accidents. We must make sure that the city of Brockton Police Department has the 21st century technology to do the job and to do it right. These are democratic values. When we vote, we win. God bless you.
What is it?
Thank you. And I want to do a quick just recognition for our governance counselor, Tanisha Simple. She just walked in. Next, I want to invite up Lucy Bell Delgado, running for Ward 6 School Committee.
Oh, good. What you didn't do here, Keith? Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead. That's all right.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be here with you all this morning. I'm really excited, but also nervous, but I think most importantly excited. So my name is Lucy Bell Delgado. I am a first-time candidate running for school committee for Ward 6. I want to tell you all a little bit about my story and how I got here. So something that I experienced when I was in college at 19 years old has really shaped me into who I am today and what I do for a living. So when I was 19 years old, my mother had a stroke that has left her unable to speak until this day.
As a student, I struggled not only mentally, but physically, but as well as educationally. I was on the brink of failing out of college, but it was through the support of educators in a strong foundational school system that really got me through that. And as I mentioned, that has kind of shaped everything that I do today. I am an educator. I work in Boston at Emmanuel College. And the work that I do today is really student-centered. I work collaboratively across campus to ensure that our students are not only taken care of academically, but that they're also taken care of socially. And so I really want to bring that back to Brockton. I am a collaborative person. Again, as I mentioned, the work that I do is centered around students, making sure that no matter what they're going through in their lives, they're able to excel academically, but also heal and develop as people, because that's exactly what happened to me when I was in college. It was through the dedication of educators that really pushed me through, not only got me to cross the stage and graduate, but really helped me heal and become a whole person. And so I really want to bring that to Brockton to ensure that our students are taken care of, not only academically, physically, but also mentally, that they find school to be a safe space where they can thrive, where educators are supported, they have the resources, but that will also be transparent with community members around safety, around funding, and the resources. I have been privileged to be on this side as a community member. I've learned a lot through having conversations with elected officials, candidates who are running, so I'm really privileged and I look forward to continuing this journey. So thank you. Ward 6 School Committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Gary Keith running for Ward 3 City Councilor. Gary Keith.
Yeah, you have to speak into it. School committee.
Good morning. And Deb, thank you very much for putting this on again.
You're welcome.
And, thank your staff.
It
My name
takes
is
a
Gary
lot,
Keith,
village.
Senior, and I'm running for Council for Ward 3. Most of you know who I am, but if you don't, again, I'm running for Ward 3. I'm a married man of 39 years to my wife Kathy. We raised our 7 kids here, 12 grandchildren, 35-year resident of the city of Brockton, a U.S. Army veteran, a deacon, and servanthood has been in my blood. But with all that being said, and most of you know that because you heard it before, let me tell you what being a city councilor looks like to me. A city councilor is someone that actually goes out and does the job day in and day out. You see your councilor not only sitting behind the desk at City Hall, okay, making votes on your behalf, but never consulted you, okay? Basically, being a councilor is someone that actually goes out into the community, whether they win or they lose, because I've been serving, like I said, without the title of a councilor. And I've helped. Someone called me one time and asked me about told me about the synthetic marijuana that was being sold in the city of Brockton. And I investigated it myself. I took it to our mayor, and an investigation went on, and the gas station was shut down for 10 months and fined very heavily in the city of Brockton. I've helped businesses open and close. I've helped residents of the city of Brockton when they couldn't get their counselor to actually answer their calls. Gary was on the spot, and I answered it, and I walked them through the challenges of City Hall. My 4 years on the planning board and the zoning board taught me how to navigate a lot of things that go on in our city. So that's how the title of Experience Matters comes along, because I've helped people, and I had to learn as I was going through with them. And I've learned how everything works, who does what and who doesn't do anything. That would not be Gary Keith. One of the things I told people about is ward meetings. I will have ward meetings. Again, my time is up, but I'm Gary Keith Sr., and I'm also the only Democrat running in Ward 3 for City Council. Thank you.
Next we have Keith Hayes, candidate for Ward 5 City Council.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Keith Hayes. I'm running for Ward 5 City Council. I want to thank everybody for being here this morning. I see all these signs. I see all the stuff at the tables, and that's you guys. I'm here to give you some words to take away to show why I want to run for Ward 5. I was born in came to Brockton in 78 as a student here to learn, and I was also a statistic here. Back in 2010 and 2013, I was involved in one of the biggest lawsuits in the city of Brockton where I was discriminated against for a job at the DPW where they wrote AA for Afro-American and B for Black on my resume. It was dead filed. That lawsuit almost bankrupted this city. I also want you to think about what's going on in this country. Yesterday, they changed Department of Defense to Department of War. Let that sink in right now as to where this administration is headed. Sean O'Brien spoke at the Republican National Convention. He represents the Teamsters Union. It was a travesty. Unions are under attack. Unions, police departments, and everybody right now, those are the biggest lobbying unions on the Hill in Washington. They're under attack right now by this administration. They came into DC and used the excuse that the police department manufactured their numbers and brought the military in to show that the police departments are bad across this country. They're about to do the same in Chicago, and they're going to do the same thing here in Massachusetts. We can't let that happen. We need to protect our unions, first and foremost. The attack on black and brown communities using ICE is wrong. You want to know why it's wrong? Because ICE is now being led by Todd Lyons, who ran ICE here in Massachusetts. How hypocritical is that? We have 600,000 European whites who come into this country illegally. 60,000 of those are from Ireland, Italy, and other white areas. 15,000 of those, for example, you could say are from Ireland and could be criminals. Guess what? Do you see ICE in South Boston? No. No, you don't. This is bigger than what we're doing in our wards. We need to take 2026 midterms, and it starts right here, right now, at the grassroots. Protect our unions, protect our communities. I'm Keith Hayes, vote for me, Ward 5.
Next we have Anna Oliver, current Ward 3 School Committee member running for re-election.
Good morning. My name is Anna Oliver. I am the current Ward 3 School Committee member. I'm also a registered nurse for the past almost 16 years. So I align being a school committee with being a registered nurse. You have to have compassion. You have to be an advocator. You got to make sure not only your patients, but also our students are taken care of, not only academically, but also mental health. One of my goals that I wanted when I campaigned last time, is to make sure we have a subcommittee that deals with mental health and well-being. So this year, with the sponsor of Claudia Gomes, we were able to start the subcommittee. And we had our first meeting last week that deals with bullying. And it was an honor to be part and to chair that subcommittee, because we have to deal with mental health. It is an issue in our schools right now, across the country. When we deal with mental health, our kids will flourish. When we deal with the well-being, what's going on at home, our kids will be successful. So I'm asking for your vote to be re-elected to continue what I've started 2 years ago. And also, I am asking that we continue to support our Democratic candidates in this city. We need to support our candidates. We need your support. Without your support, we cannot make a difference. I came to this country at 7 years old from Cape Verde, and all I wanted to be was a Democrat. I did not want to be a Republican, independent. Democrat held me since I was little. When I first voted, I voted as a Democrat, and I will always be a Democrat, so this is why I ask for your hope and your support on September 16th. Thank you.
Next we have Tony Rodriguez, current vice chair for the school committee and a candidate running for Ward 4 re-election.
Thank you to the Democratic Committee for hosting this wonderful event. First off, I want to thank Lady CJ for the wonderful food. The praise to us, wonderful food. Tony Rodriguez, lifelong resident of Brockton, running for re-election for Ward 4 School Committee. Product of Brockton Public Schools, my children, family, a lot of us. We have a lot of work to do. We've done a lot of great work within the city. When we talk about accountability, transparency, the state auditor just left here. The Brockton School Committee voted a few months ago to have an audit done of the Brockton Public Schools and all city departments within the city. The reason why I asked that vote took place was because I am the member that sits on high-level meetings with state officials, the Secretary of A&F, DESE, and DOR. And it's not a financial issue with the school department, it's a financial issue with the city. I can say that because I sit in these meetings, I don't make this up. There's work that needs to be done. And it starts at the city side in our financial office. And I hope the city councilors that are sitting here support that. You don't need an order from the mayor to have an audit done. Any city councilor can move that forward. We talk about transparency, we're all taxpayers. Let's make sure that happens. It's not about pointing the fingers at any individual. It's talking about our policies to make sure that our dollars are staying within our school system. Our foundation starts at the education level. It's about investing into our buildings and our students and making sure that we have more educators in our classrooms to make sure that our students get the proper education that they need. I am fighting to make sure that we have our vocational technical school. We need a new school opened for our pre-K. I will be requesting that the committee take the order that we request the Howard School to be returned back to the Brockton Public Schools because our children need it. I am that individual that speaks truth. I know some people are out there putting out some negative narratives. I don't benefit off of this. I'm here to fight for the students, and I hope I get your support. Let your family friends know that Tony Rodriguez for Ward 4, and I continue this fight, and also with our great leadership and the superintendent. Thank you to the committee members when we vetted that out, because we have a wonderful superintendent. It's about this community. Thank you to Anne, Jorge, and the mayor, because we went through a rigorous process to make sure that we had a superintendent that doesn't bend over for city side. Thank you.
Jimmy Pereira, candidate for Ward 7 School Committee.
All right, Jimmy.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. My name is Jimmy Pereira, running for Ward 7 School Committee. I'm also Ward 7 Chair for the Brockton Democratic City Committee, so I'm happy to see everybody attend our G. Sullivan breakfast because it's a lot of work and always great to see all the tables filled up. So once again, I'm running for Ward 7 School Committee. I have 2 children in the Brockton school system. I myself went through the Brockton school system, and unfortunately for me, I fell through the cracks. So I don't want that for my children. So I'm here to fight for you, your kids, and our city because we desperately need it. We need to invest in not just infrastructure, but also for on the ground with our children. I go to the schools, I see the dilapidation of the playgrounds, so we need to advocate to make sure that the infrastructure has been improved for not just current children, but future children as well. Going through the DYS system, I was able to get help through my caseworkers, so I want to make sure that the at-risk youth that are in our school systems are getting the support that they need as well. But I cannot do this without your vote and without your support, so please make sure to get out there. I don't have a primary, but in November we will be running, and you will see me in your neighborhood in the near future as well. Again, thank you very much for your support, and I hope that I get your vote. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Next, we have Jean Bradley Durant, current Brockton City Councilor at Large, candidate for Brockton Mayor.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
There we go. Good morning. Good morning, folks. Well, if you're happy to be here, clap your hands for yourself. Come on, do that. Let's go on a visit. Well, I'm going to keep this short, right? Very short. For those of you who know me, you know me well. Obviously, I'm the guy with the long name, right? The long last name. Jane or JBD or Jean Bradley Durant. The focus this morning is not about me. I want to thank Deb and the Brockton Democratic City Committee for putting this together, and every single one of you for taking the time to come here. Yes, I'm one of your city councilors, but what's more important is the outcome of this election. in 2025, the city of Brockton will go through a moment where we will never see it again, and I'll tell you why. In this election, we have a lot of people running. The question at stake is, who can we trust to lead for the next 2 years, the next 4 years, and if not, the next 10 years? And I mean trust with a capital T. Do we want somebody who is focused on taking money from special interests? Or do we want somebody that live here, focus here, and build a foundation for all of us? This election is not about politics. It's about the people. It's about the progress. It's about what we can do as a community to move this city forward. This election is about black, and it's not about white. It's about us as a community.
Yes.
It's not about Haiti. It's not about someone else. It's about us. The basic foundation of a community is the people. And obviously, we have the people. We are facing some of the most challenging as we speak when it's come down to spending, public safety, youth empowerment. As a family, or as people that hope to have a family, when you are moving into a community, these are the things that you look at. First, can I trust the school system to send my children? And if it's okay, you check it. Number two, do I trust the public safety system whereby I can buy my house? And if it's a yes, you check it. And it's so funny this morning, it's only 2 of us that are running for mayor that I hear. And that should send a message. When you cannot take the time to come to what we call the City Democratic Committee breakfast, it goes to shows a lot. And at the end of the day, you know me well, I've been doing a lot in this community. And I was cleaning the stable down there, and I said to the clerk, my first job in this country, I work as a busboy. I will always a busboy. I know how to sell. I'm going to leave it short. I was born and raised in Haiti. I came in this country more than 10 years ago. I have shown you my willingness, my commitment, and my trust. September 16th, I am humbly asking for your vote to show you something that you've never seen before. I will work for you with every part of me. I will work for you day in and day out. And I know that together, we will build a foundation for everybody, not just one particular community. I'll leave it there. Thank you, folks.
Next we have Lisa Crowley, candidate for Ward 6 City Council.
No, right?
Thank you.
2 minutes. Sorry.
Good
Go ahead.
morning, everyone, and I want to thank you all the volunteers for having this breakfast for so long. When I first became a 18-year-old, the first thing I did was go to City Hall and register as a Democrat. I've been a lifelong Democrat. I've worked for the Democratic values pretty much all my life. I am running for Ward 6 City Council because I've lived here for 20 years. My husband and I celebrated 20 years in June, and we lived across from Remover Park, which was a great place. Remover Park is an immigrant story. It opened up in the late 20s, and people sang and people danced, and they had festivals and they had parties, and it was for families. That's what Remover Park is all about, and that's what I am all about. I will fight for my neighbors, I will fight for residents, and we don't want any more lies, we don't want any more pretend. We need to move forward. So, since this is supposed to be fun, one of the songs that I remember, why I know that Remover Park existed, we actually had people telling us that the park didn't exist, and we got crushed and ground for 4 years until I stopped it, with the help of Michelle Dubois and the support of all my neighbors. So, if you guys would put your hands together, and I will sing a little bit of a song. Moje droga, ja cię kocham, means that I love you so. Moje droga, ja cię kocham, how much you'll never know. I sang that with my grandmother and danced the polka at Remover Park. This is about Brockton's past, its present, and its future. We need to move forward with someone who will speak truth to power and be honest and accurate and show up. Thank you very much. Vote Lisa Crowley for Ward 6. We need a change. Thank you.
Next we have Carla M. DeRosa, Councilor at Large candidate. City Council at Large candidate.
Oh, goodness. It's like, how? It's like, how?
Counselor at
I know.
large.
We have 2 minutes. Thank you.
Good,
It's on.
good morning, everyone. My name is Carla M. DeRosa. Just to give you a little background about me, I currently now work for Department of Public Health. I work on the state level. I work for global population and TB prevention. Global population and TB prevention, where I service the South region, Boston area. I service a lot of people here in Brockton and Fall River and surrounding town. Just to give you a little bio about me, I came to the United States at the age of 6 from Cape Verde, old Cape Verde, where I lived in Boston for a year and then moved to Brockton. I've been a Brockton resident for over 37 years. I went through Brockton school system, graduated from Brockton High class of 2000 with one of my friends over here. Then later to work, I worked at Brockton Neighborhood Health Center where I serviced the community and helped a lot of people in the community. Once Mayor Carpenter was elected, I was the Director of Constituent Service with Mayor Carpenter. Then shortly after that, I worked at Council on Aging where we service and help the seniors in the community. Sorry, I'm just a little bit nervous. A lot of people ask me why did I decide to run for Council on Aging, Council at Large, sorry. I've been in the city for many, many years. I have serviced the city for, I worked in different departments in the city, and I'm
Okay.
sorry. Thank you. I was appointed by Governor Patrick DeVault. I worked as a board member for DTA. I think my 2 minutes is up. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Next we have Jeff Charnell, candidate for council at large.
Got a lot of friends here.
2 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeff Charnell, running for City Council at Large in the city of Brockton. Just like many of the folks in this room, I've spent 32 years of my life living here. So, you know, our campaign's really about being invested in Brockton, focused on results. And just like a lot of people in this room, I've brought many results to the city of Champions. Deploying capital here, serving on the Zoning Board of Appeals, and as the current License Commission Chairman in the city of Brockton, affecting the businesses that you travel in today, making stuff accessible to people that look like me. A Haitian kid that teachers, when I was in the 8th grade, said I didn't have a chance. So I ask you not to vote for me, but to be educated on voting for any candidate here. Visit my website, jeffcharnell.com. Get educated. I don't want people in this room to just vote for me because they know me, even though I know you don't. But I want you to really educate your family, educate people on the results, on people that are doing the work now. We have a lot of candidates running for office, a lot of good people, but who's been doing the work? That's right. We need to be focused on results. We need to be focused on the right things on the council, and I feel like I'm a candidate that can bring that to the residents and the constituents that I've been serving, like I said, for many, many years in different capacities. So again, my name is Jeff Charnell. Please visit jeffcharnell.com, Jeff Charnell for Brockton on Facebook, and Jeff Charnell on Instagram to learn more about me. And again, if you'd like to join our team and our movement, please reach out to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next we have Sandra Centeo, candidate for Ward 5 School Committee.
Hello. Hi, my name is Sandra Centeo, and I'm running for School Committee Ward 5, so on the east side here in Brockton. A little bit about me. So I'm a social worker. I am a mom of 2 kids. I had a unique opportunity where I did my internship at West Middle School. And when I was there, I worked for a whole year. So I got an opportunity to see the great work that our schools are doing. But I also got to see the not so great things that our school is doing. So the reason why I'm running is that opportunity that I got to be in our schools. So like I was saying, oh God, Carla, I do hear what you say. This is hard. So mom of 2, social worker. I'm a Brocktonian. I own a house here in Brockton. I am part of our PTA. I volunteer in our school, so I get to talk to the teachers to see what do they see that is not working. I'm a parent, right? So I get to talk to different parents to see like what are the issues. So the 4 things that I would like to fight for are mental health. So I'm a social worker, so that's naturally going to be one of my strong push. We also want our kids to go to a safe school. We want our grades to improve. We want family engagement. Like I said, when I talk to the teachers, one of the concerns that they have is that families were not as engaged as we should. And we also want accountability and transparency. So what happened in 2023, we don't want that to happen again. So what I am asking is that for you to talk to your neighbors that lives here on the east side to let them know that there is a woman named Sandra Centeno that's running for school committee, and she should be at that seat. Again, my website is voteforcenteno.com. I am on social media at voteforcenteno. Again, vote. And it's the number 4, Centeno, CENTEIO. I am going, you will be seeing me on the ballot on November 4th. So thank you, and make sure I'm part of that seat. Thank you.
Next we have Luz Millard, candidate for mayor.
Stand right in the middle if you'd like. You got 2 minutes.
Wonderful, thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Luz Millard. As you know, I'm running for mayor of Brockton. Born and raised here in the city of Brockton. And I'm a graduate of Southeastern. I did not go to Brockton High. But that's, okay, trade schools. But that's because where I come from, I always wanted to go to college, but I knew we could not afford it. And just in case I could not land a scholarship, I went to a trade school. And I start with that because I am a product of Brockton. And I left, and luckily I was fortunate enough to receive the scholarships and go on to study at universities. But not only did I do that, I took advantage of of certain roles and jobs I went into. I wanted to be an architect. I thought I'd, go study and learn how to fix these roads and come back and fix them, but here we are 15 years later. And so, unfortunately, that did not work out. And I ran out of scholarship money, and what I realized was the position I found myself in, I was systemically engineered into it. And that's when I learned what systemic poverty is. And I knew that the issues we were facing were man-made through policy. And that's when I changed and shifted my career when it's a policy, because I knew no other child, no other student should go through what I have to go through. And what I grew up in and what I've experienced, I really didn't have to. I grew up in the foster care system, so I know the importance of caring adults and our educators, and I understand what it means to show up, especially when nobody else does. And that's why I'm running for mayor. One thing I've looked at, and part of my platform, even though I have 7 points on accountability, making sure we look at our internal controls, our departments, public safety, but most importantly, how we respond to trauma and violence prevention here in the city. Our city needs help. And I asked the family, so I got permission from them, but even just a few days ago, there was a shooting right in front of my house. Nobody responded to it. And because I know this work, I'm trained on some of this work, and I've even called in clinicians from the work I've done in DC, and Boston, and New Jersey, and I think my 2 minutes are up, but I'll stop with that there. These folks are committed to taking care of our city, so much so they've pledged to do it for free already. And that's what we were doing this morning, stabilizing a family. So I just wanted to end there, and I would love to talk to you more each individually, but I'm here for our city, and thank you so much. Vote Luz Millard, September 16th. Thank you.
Next we have Ellie Texera, candidate for Ward 5 City Council.
2 minutes. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So my name's Ellie Texera. Just a little bit about me. I'm just gonna move this way so Cable can hear me. But just a little bit about me. I am a social worker here in Brockton. I work for DTA in the training and development of new staff that work with DTA. I'm a vice president of the Board of Health Center, Brockton Neighborhood Health Center. I'm a mom, and most importantly, one of the things that I'm proud, well, 2 things that I'm proud of is I have been a long-time invested Brockton resident, but I'm also a product of the immigration system. My parents both came here on document and made their way through to become citizen of the United States so that me and my sisters can live the dream the American dream, as we call it. The reason I'm running for city council, it's very simple, and I'm not gonna go into this long speech about policy or what I'm gonna be doing. But the reason I'm running for city council, it's simple. It's to meet people where they are. It's to do what I have been doing for the last 10 years, whether it's my 9-to-5 job as a social worker or just being in the community and engaging people and getting people out to register to vote, educating people on what civil engagement looks like. You guys see my little one running around. I apologize for that, but my kids are with me in the community because I want them to be active in their community. I want them to grow up to know what it's like to serve their community, because when you love something, you take care of it. You nurture it and you bring it to life and you want the best out of it. So not only do I want the best for my kids, but I want the best for every person here in Brockton. And that is why I'm running for city council, to serve my neighbors, to serve the community as a whole, because once you serve Ward 5, then that will merge on to the next ward and the next one, and that will be Brockton as a whole. So that is why I'm running, to serve my community, to serve Brockton, to bring Brockton up, to elevate every single person here, and to show folks, especially those that feel that immigrants are not welcome here, I am a product of that. I am educated, I am here in the city, wanting the best of it, just because 2 people took the risk and came here.
Next we have Anne Beauregard, candidate for Brockton City Councilor at Large.
I just gotta shut the time.
Hi, how are you? Good morning, everybody. So my name is Jed Horesco. You might have seen some of my signs around town, vote Jed. But I also produce these signs. We deserve safe streets. We deploy these all across the city. Every time I go out canvassing, I come back, I take photographs, and I file secret fix reports. I filed 102 in 2025 alone. Recently, the staff on the other end have started getting snippy with me, telling me I filed the wrong kind of report, that kind of thing, but it's not. At the same time, they're closing tickets without having resolved the issue, like picking up the stuff that I reported on the street. It's not the residents' job to navigate bureaucracy or software. It's our job to fix the issues. Now, I canvass all over the city. The #1 issue, by far, is road safety. Speeding cars, dangerous intersections. I met a lady up by Brockton Hospital. She goes to grief counseling sessions with her neighbor after the dog got hit in front of her house. I go to Traffic Commission monthly. I see Jack here, and Jack is one of the best attending members of the commission, so I'm not knocking Jack at all. He does a great job in that commission. But I say, as a commission as a whole, every month people come with the same complaint. My street is used as a cut-through. Often they ask for speed bumps, but the commission is officially against them. I'm not sure why. So the commission puts up a few signs, and then a few months later, a resident a block over comes back with the very same complaint. Did you know that we budget 0 for traffic lights? We depend on the state for that entirely. So we have to wait in line for the state, and not every street is eligible. So I propose that we start modestly and put $1 million or $2 million in the budget just to get us started down this road for traffic lights. I also think we should consider floating a bond, to be honest, to clear the backlog. Brockton lives are worth it. On Sunday night, a woman was killed in a hit-and-run accident on Crescent Street by the Arnone School. That's where the Crescent is a highway for 4 blocks. BPS has to put 2 crossing guards there. So we need to do quick build interventions to fix something like that. So please vote for me, support these other great candidates. September 16th, thank you so much.
Next we have Stephen Clay, candidate for City Councilor at Large.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Stephen J. Clay, and I'm running for City Councilor at Large. I was born and raised here by two loving parents who were immigrants. I'm not going to get into everything, but my parents instilled in me the values of helping a neighbor, helping a senior across the street, opening doors for people, and I just want to give back to those who gave it to me, like Mayor Sullivan. After my stepfather died, he opened his arms. He said this day, anything I can do to help. He helped me get my dad's pension, he helped me get my dad's burial. Mike Grady was there for me. People like that are in the higher ranks are always there for us. Now it's my time to give back to the good city of Brockton and its residents. So I ask you on the 16th of December, please vote for Stephen J. Clay, Councilor at Large. My door is always going to be open. I'm always sitting outside of my house. So, you see me, come up and say hi. Thank you.
Next we have Susan Castro, current Ward 4 City Councilor and candidate for re-election for Ward 4 City Councilor.
Good morning. Well, I am Susan Nicastro, and I'm running for re-election as the Ward 4 Councilor on the Brockton City Council. I am a Democrat. I have always been a Democrat. I moved, oh goodness, that's great music for me.
Sorry.
That's all right. I moved to Ward 5 in Brockton 35 years ago when I married a gentleman who's a lifelong Brockton resident. His family's been here for 5 generations. We raised our 2 sons here. They are now in their mid-20s. I'm proud to call myself a resident of Ward 4, and I really live in Ward 4. These are my qualifications in a nutshell. I'm an attorney. I've practiced real estate and business laws for more than 40 years. I'm deeply committed to Brockton. I have spent 5 years on the Brockton Planning Board. I spent 2 years on the Brockton Board of Appeals. I worked really hard on both, and I got to understand how City Hall works and how our ordinances work. I volunteered at my son's schools while they were in elementary school. For 20 years, I served as a board member and a president of the Board of Directors of the Charity Guild, which is a food pantry and thrift store here in Brockton that's dedicated to the basic necessities of life. I served 4 years as the secretary of the Brockton Democratic City Committee. Is that better? Yes. Thank you. I don't want you to miss a word. I was 4 years as the secretary of the organization throwing this today, and I remain the chair of the Ward 4 committee. All of these experiences shaped my love and commitment to the city of Brockton, and it prepared me to be a public servant. I didn't want, when I made my plans for my life, and my adult life especially, being a Brockton City Councilor was not on my dance card. But then someone tried to put a power plant in my neighborhood, and that all changed. And I learned that unless you're the lead dog, the scenery never changed. So 8 years ago, I ran and won as the Ward 4 City Councilor. I work very hard. I've fielded over 1,000 calls from constituents. I show up, I meet with my constituents, I work very hard. This is not a glamorous job. Yes, I would like to solve homelessness and hunger and all sorts of things, But what I really do most of the time is I help to write ordinances to make a better life for my constituents. I get street lights and I fix roads, or I nudge the people who do fix the roads to do that. I do all sorts of things that you don't notice unless it's not done. I'm asking Ward 4 to re-elect me, and I thank you for this opportunity to speak to you.
Next we have Jack Lally, current Ward 6 City Councilor and candidate for re-election.
We got him. Hello,
2
Jack.
minutes. It's 2 mics. All right.
2. Yeah, this one's for cable.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know that.
Yeah. My name's Jack Lally. I'm your Ward 6 City Councilor. I've been your City Councilor since 2015. I was elected at 18 years old. The first time I ran for City Councilor, thank you. The first time I ran for City Councilor, I put myself out there and you walk around and you talk to your neighbors, and your neighbors are going to be nice to you. They kind of have to. You live down the street from them, so isn't that great? So I go around and I knock and I talk, and then I step out. I start going to the surrounding neighborhoods, and I get up to a guy's house. Still not doing this very long, and I knock on his door and I go, "Hi, my name's Jack Lally. I'm going to be your City Councilor." And I start into my spiel, and he cuts me off and he goes, "How old are you?" And I go, "I'm 18. And I keep going, and he cuts me off again, and he gets up, and he opens the screen door, and he comes out, and he goes right up to me, and he goes, "I believe that people under 25 shouldn't be allowed to speak." And then he just shut the door, and I was like, "Oh, all right, what do I do now?" So I just kept going, and unfortunately, I was elected, and I've been re-elected 4 times, and when I came up to him running for re-election, that second time I ran, I went right up to his door, and he goes, "Yeah, you've done a good job." Thanks. I did talk during that time, I promise. But it's that kind of thing, where you go out, you have to put yourself out there, and you have to keep plugging. And plug away we have. In my time as a counselor, we have really doubled down on infrastructure, on public safety. We've expanded the size of the police department and the fire department. We're working hard to increase, the staff there. We've invested in new equipment, new public safety equipment, and we've gotten quite a lot of roads done. The average counselor paves 1/3 of the roads that we're getting done up here. But those are the big priorities. I spent a lot of time riffing on the tail, but I've been around. If you have any questions, any concerns, please give me a call. I appreciate your time, and I hope to have your support once again. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Cynthia Hodges, Ward 2 School Committee. She's running for. Set that timer, please. Go ahead.
Well, good morning. I guess they say the best for last, I'm assuming.
Nope, we got 2 more.
They call me Cynthia, well, my name is Cynthia Hodges, but I'm AKA known as
call me.
Cynthia the McCall Hodges on the ballot. I am a longtime resident of Brockton. I've been here over 20-something years. I'm going to tell you a funny story because I am a Bostonian, but I was raised in Alabama. I was born here, but raised in Alabama. I'm a longtime resident. I am a businesswoman. I'm also a wife, a mother to my 3 kids that also attended the Brockton High School. As current, I am still mother to the Brockton High School kids. I also, I am running because everyone needs a voice, and I will be that voice for the school committee, along with my current colleagues, whoever is elected. I'm running to seek and see, can we do a better, have better ideas, more voices. Also, we deserve safe schools, streets, education. I am kind of committed to listening, advocating, and taking actions. Too often, decisions are made without anyone, reaching out to the parents, the students, or the educators. I think if we reach out to all of those, we will have a better system. We pay more closer attention to what is going on. how everything is being done. I'm not gonna hold up too much of your time, but like I say, I hope you all I don't have a preliminary, but I have a primary, November the 4th, 2025. I hope you consider voting for me. Again, my name is Cynthia D. McCall Hodges. You can get involved. These yellow cards here on the table I have my QR codes. Get involved. I have a website. You can find out a little more about me. Also, I have my ActBlue code that you can donate some money to me. So I appreciate that everybody, on November the 4th, please come out and vote for Cynthia D. McCall Hodges. You can call me anytime at 508-423-9273. Or you can vote cdmh at gmail.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
Marlon Green, candidate for Ward 1 City Council.
Where is he? Oh, there he is.
2 minutes time.
Good morning, Brockton. Name is Marlon Green, and I am running for City Council to represent Ward 1. Dr. King said that life's most precious and urgent question is, what are you going to do for others? My campaign and the impetus for my running is simply to serve others, to bring back the fundamental principle and practice that elected officials are public servants, and they serve in the best interests of the community. Let me share with you a few things about myself. I'm originally from Jamaica. Grew up in Boston and then moved to Brockton over 20 years ago. I'm a father of 2. I'm a husband, going on 21 years later this month, and my wife will appreciate that. And I work in healthcare. And if I can just have your attention just for a minute. I work in healthcare. I work for Boston Children's Hospital as a senior research manager, and I'm also a member of the clergy. And between those 2 important roles, I have over 25 years of experience. And at the core of those 2 roles is simply serving people. So coming together, finding solutions to help patients and family as it relates to their condition, and working on research projects and protocol, managing millions of dollars of research projects, and navigating the regulatory framework on the state and on the federal level to make these interventions and research studies available to patients and families. As a member of the clergy, I have the responsibility of listening, hearing people, and finding ways to support and to stand with them. So I'm running in this race, as the sacred text says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And I want a people-first centered leadership and campaign that I'm running for Ward 1. Thank you, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer that. Thank you.
And now we have, lastly, Jamal Brathwaite, candidate for Ward 6 City Councilor.
You got 2 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. I got a few housekeeping notes.
Good morning and happy Saturday, everyone. To my friends and to my neighbors, my name is Jamal Brathwaite, and I'm proud to announce that I'm running for Brockton City Council for Ward 6. And today I stand before you as someone who's deeply concerned about our shared future. As a family man who works every day, pays taxes, living in the city of Brockton, I see so much potential on how we can improve our quality of life for residents, students, city employees, and for business owners. For these reasons, I'm running for public office to work with all stakeholders for better schools, starting with better quality breakfasts and lunches to improve student health, academic performance, and to end child hunger in Brockton public schools. Currently, the City Council has neglected the responsibility to review the 5-year agreement that provides food for schools. The City Council is required by the city charter to review and approve all 5-year agreements. In absence of their review, the food vendor agreement never went out for competitive bid, which is a breach of Mass General Law and does not provide assurance students are getting the best deal. Increasing funding for school infrastructure projects, technology, and after-school programs so students have tools to succeed is my second highest priority. Thirdly, improving all city roadways and sidewalks to ensure a city-wide pavement management plan exists and is accessible by residents so they know when their roadways will be improved. Fourthly, it's important that we improve the maintenance of all our city parks, playgrounds, and green spaces so that Brockton is beautiful every day. And fifthly, it's important that we increase the public safety staffing so that we reduce our response times and that we ensure that the city is acting with integrity to ensure public space and roadways are safe and welcoming. For the past 20 years, I've worked in financial services, 10 years as an accountant, and 10 years as an auditor. This campaign is not about me, it's about us. Together, we can make Brockton the greatest city in America. Please vote for Jamal Brockton for Brockton City Council for Ward 6. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So that concludes our scheduled program. Sorry. I have a few announcements. We have a Brockton's Candidates Forum on Wednesday, September 10th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Arnone School Theater, 135 Belmont Street. If you want to come up and take a picture, you're welcome. Then we have a Greater Brockton Young Professionals Mayoral Debate, Tuesday night, 9/9 at the library. Oh, where is it? It's at venue 727, sorry. Behind the Superior Court. Then we have John Buckley, Galloway West Oyster Festival. This is to benefit the Plymouth County Democratic League coordinated campaign. This is a wonderful event. It's held every year, and I'll finally get to go this year. So if you want to attend that, come snap a picture. You're welcome to. But that concludes our program today. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank all the candidates.